Is he a liar? If his ass doesn't call me tonight, it's on.
Next Wednesday.
If I was gonna have a baby, I had wanted it to be with you.
There's only one episode left.
Who is it? Police!
Until the season finale.
Now, this is some insider trading.
So you playing games?
I know the girl you were with the other night.
So get ready for a show
Y'all not really supposed to know about this. Tell us.
you'll never forget.
This, I gotta talk to you face to face.
I don't like this.
Tyler Perry's
All right, Sistas fans, this is the trailer breakdown for next week's episode. Remember, this is the penultimate episode of season 3, episode 21, because the following week on the 22nd is the season 3 finale, followed by the second episode of the Tyler Perry show, Sistas After Show Edition. So, season 3, episode 21, airing on December 15th, entitled Curveballs. The aftermath of a slip-up causes life-altering decisions to be made. So, before moving forward in the video, remember this is a combination breakdown video of the end credit trailer from the end of last night's episode of Sistas, as well as the extended trailer which we saw at the beginning of this video. Before moving forward, make sure you take a moment to hit the thumbs up button to show you like the video. Hit subscribe as we move closer to 200,000 subscribers, as well as clicking the bell icon and selecting all. With all the big news coming out about Sistas and the Zatima spinoff and the other shows, I want you to be up to date when I post content on the channel. Hence why you hit subscribe and you hit that bell icon, because less than 40% of my views are from people who are subscribed, and we need to change that. So, to round things out, follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. Whew! This is going to be a doozy, guys, because I want to thank everybody who sent me the promo. I watched it twice. I got all the notes. There are some key moments in the promo that I'm afraid of, because, not to jump too far ahead in the breakdown, but something tells me that perhaps maybe Karen and Zach come to some sort of understanding about what to do about the pregnancy. But then later on in the promo where we see the ladies at Club Eden, Sabrina says something that has me going, no! This could screw things up. Also, last week you blew up the promo for We Got Time to over 50,000 hits. Let's see if we can get this video to over 60,000 hits. But the promo starts. Zach and Karen, we pick up where we left off in the salon office. What do you want me to do? Just give me some time to think, because he's talking to Karen. And then, of course, you got Karen saying, if I was going to have a baby, I had wanted it to be with you. I'm not going to sit here and talk about whether or not I'm pro-life, pro-choice. Just know that I'm a male, so I don't think it's my right to say what a female should and shouldn't do with their body. Devil's advocate. Not to mention, I say that now, but of course, you know, if there's a situation where a couple get involved and then a pregnancy is announced, what happens at that point? Again, I can't speak on what somebody should do, because that ain't my damn business. But this is a television show, so I'm talking about the different scenarios that they will possibly take. So please keep that in mind when I speak about this subject. And if you're wondering, dang, Jeremy, why are you sounding like a PSA, a disclaimer? Because we live in the age of the internet culture, so people will take something you say and fly with it. I just want to make sure I'm covering the bases. So, they're at the salon. And then, you know, they're in the office, but then it looks like the night passes by to the point where, and look, Karen ain't got no damn customers because Isaiah took them all, so they're probably going to stick around here for a little while. There gets to a point where Zach is sitting in one of the salon chairs, and Karen walks out and she's holding a pregnancy test, and Zach has a facepalm moment. So it's possible that, you know, she either did one or two things. Remember in last night's episode, you know, she got back from the law firm and Aaron was waiting, and then he pretty much was dismissed by her. And then after, you know, talking with Pam, Karen decided to just randomly leave. We don't know where she went. She could have gone one of two places. She could have either went to the health clinic, which ironically enough is the same place we saw her in her first scene in the series, to see if she was pregnant, or she just simply ran out to get a pregnancy test. So in this scene where she shows Zach the pregnancy test, this could be how she found out she was pregnant. Hey, I felt something was off. I went to the store or wherever, got a pregnancy test, peed on the stick, and it says I'm positive. At least I don't know. I forgot. Is it like blue, or is it positive, negative, color coded? Ladies, explain to me how this, what they do, whatever. But that's how she knows she's pregnant. And then we have Zach still at the salon. He's on the phone with Fatima saying, this is something I got to tell you face to face, because she's at her place, with wine. And then, somebody mentioned in the live stream, Fatima's starting to sound like Sabrina, because at the very end of the promo, she's like, I don't like this. That's something Sabrina always says. And I'm like, you know what? That's right. It's basically like, David's haves and have-nots line, look, I'll handle it. And then, of course, over time, other characters started using the line. And it's like, no. That's David's line. And it's funny when, like, Jim says it. Yeah, right. You'll handle it, huh? And now Fatima's like, Zach, I don't like this. And speaking of Fatima, this fool Hayden, who's still at work, and that damn orange shirt. Look, when I was making breakfast this morning for my nephew, because he has the day off from school, teacher's work day again, I was making breakfast, making pancakes. He turned on PBS, and Arthur was on the Arthur Christmas. Binky Barnes was up on there trying to get Arthur. Hey, how about you get the first slice of my banana bread? You want to try some peach cobbler? And all I could see was Hayden up on the screen. I'm laughing my ass off. My nephew's like, what's so funny? Like, nah, you wouldn't understand it. He got the orange shirt on, and all I could think about was Hayden. Okay, I'm sorry from getting distracted like that, but I just had to say that. But he's on the phone with Fatima, who, again, is at home. He's at work on the phone, which, is he on his work phone? Because, remember, these calls are recorded, Hayden. He's on the work phone. Fatima's at her place, and he's like, now, this is some insider trading. And Fatima's like, oh, so you playing games. And I'm like, here we go again. Hayden starting some bull crap. Now, let's go over to Maurice's apartment. He's sitting on the couch with Q, because remember, they're just supposed to sit there until the police come. And Maurice's like, if you try any crap, I'm trying not to curse to get demonetized, but if you try any crap, I'll stomp your effing head in the ground. And Q kind of chuckles. But later on in the promo, there's a knock on the door, and Maurice says, who is it? Police. And then, like, they both stand up slowly, and Maurice raises his hands in the air. So the cops come in, and it looks like Q is in handcuffs. And he's telling Maurice, because remember, the officer has him restrained at the moment, I don't want to go with them. Maurice is like, bye, Q. And Calvin's in the background for some reason. Did he decide not to go to Florida? Was his flight delayed? Did he get a phone call from his dad saying, hey, there's no need of checking in on me. I'm sorry the last time, we talked, it sounded like I wasn't myself, but I'm okay now. Why is Calvin back? Look, no offense, but that could have been his quote unquote ticket, to not be in the rest of the season, for 2 episodes. Calvin could have been in Florida and he comes back in season 4, but for some reason, he's just randomly standing in the background while the cop has Q restrained. So I don't know what's going on with that. Let's see. It looks like Sabrina is over at Danny's place, and Sabrina's saying, is he a liar? And Danny says, if you don't call me tonight, it's on. And they're talking about Preston. So I guess Danny is, telling Sabrina more about the whole Preston Alice situation. And they're both dressed up to go to Club Eden. So we go over to, let me talk about Gary and Andi, and then all I got to do is talk Club Eden and we're done here. So Andi gets home from work and Preston's still at the apartment. Great, this should be good. So from there, Gary's like, this little crap, he says the S word, but again, I'm trying not to curse here. This little crap, it ain't nothing, and neither are you. And it looks like he's looking around, gesturing to, your little crappy apartment, and you ain't nothing. And then Andy's like, careful. Gary's like, saying something you're going to regret. Andy, just, please, Gary, just go. And then Gary says something interesting when he says, I know the girl you were with the other night. And I'm like, what? Is this some sort of elaborate ruse where he planted a girl at the Carlisle Hotel to go up in the room with Robin, and then Andi came. There's so much more potential that the Andi storyline could be used for, yet we're still doing this Gary crap. I might, touch upon this in another upload, but I remember during the live stream last night, somebody mentioned it would have been way better if Andi was the one who was pregnant, because she's been with so many people. Gary, Paris in season 2, Robin in season 3. It would have been interesting to see who the baby daddy was as opposed to Karen. But no, we're still just stuck on. I don't even know if I should say stuck on stupid, stuck on Gary. I feel like that's the more appropriate phrase. Now, the last thing to talk about in the promo, the ladies are at Club Eden. You see El Fuego getting down on the floor. He's dancing in front of them. The girls are screaming, having a good time, throwing money. Sabrina even tucked some in El Fuego's pants. But remember at the beginning of the promo breakdown when I said something about the club and Sabrina possibly messing up what Zach and Karen might have arranged? Now, I'm only speculating here, but maybe, just maybe, there's some sort of agreement made of terminating the baby or co-parenting, or now I'm just going to go the route of possibly abortion. I'm just going to say, like, maybe they decide, you know what, Zach, you're right. You're not the right man for me. This kind of stuff. And what's the use of bringing a baby in the world together if we can't even get it together? And they decide, that's what they're going to do. Then the ladies get to the club. My biggest question is, how the heck are Karen and Andi supposed to interact, given the fact that they had a massive falling out only a few hours before? Do they put their differences aside? Do they apologize? I want to know exactly what that conversation's like once they get to Club Eden, given the fact that I believe it's going from left to right in terms of where they're sitting around the table. It's Sabrina, Karen, Andi, Danny. So they're in close proximity to each other. So is Karen going to be a sourpuss the entire trip to Club Eden because of the whole Zach, Fatima, Andi situation, the fact she's pregnant? But the thing is, Sabrina says, y'all not really supposed to know about this. And then Andy's like, tell us. Then Sabrina, I think, is going to tell the women that Zach is a millionaire, and Karen's going to be like, what? And then that's maybe going to possibly make her decide, screw whatever me and Zach made an agreement to at the salon. I'm his baby mama. I'm about to get paid. Tyler Perry. I know the show's already, signed, sealed, delivered to Viacom, and whatever's going to air is going to air, but please don't do this to Karen. I hate what's being done with Karen far more than how fans hate Karen because, she's anti-Zatima. Karen was such an interesting character in the friend group, but now you're just making her a bitter black B word. And I hate that. She's so much more to the series than that. But that might be the route they're going towards. But then you could also say, based on the promo synopsis, the aftermath of a slip-up causes life-altering decisions to be made. The slip-up could be when Zach slipped up and he and Karen were doing the do in the salon office leading to the pregnancy. Or the slip-up could have been Zach smugly telling Sabrina, oh yeah, and when you're done, moving the $1.4 million into the money marketing savings account, tell your friends about it. That slip-up of arrogance could have been the reason why Sabrina, telling the girls about the $1 million, and then that's probably going to screw up the arrangement he had with Karen, so now he's busted. Karma's like a boomerang. So like the promo says, curveballs, and I think that has something to do with something that's not Club Eden, dancers, curveballs, whatever. So thanks so much for tuning into the promo breakdown, guys. Next week seems like a doozy. I can only imagine what the season finale promo is going to be like. As of right now, I don't have a synopsis for the finale, but when I do, I will do a quick video on that synopsis before we get the promo itself next week. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hit the thumbs up button, like I said before, and hit subscribe. And if you would like to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal or Cash App.